Hey y'all, this is Anna Alexander. Welcome back to my basement on this day of days. I can't believe we're doing it. We're doing this together. We have new episodes of Outlander for all. It is season 7 premiere. And I'm hoping that we are wrapping up the foolishness that was season 6. Because as you might have caught on, I hate it. I hate it so much. Claire is in jail. Jamie is en route with Cherokee. Oh, the revolution is here. The only 2 seconds-ish of the trailer, season 7 trailer I saw was Claire with a noose. I'm hoping that's episode 1 and we're done with it and we find out who Malva's killer is. I don't even care if they do it with great fanfare. If they just said, it was Alan. I think it was Alan. I don't think it was Alan. It was Alan. Let's move on because let's wash our hands of that. But I'm excited to dive into it. And I'm so happy that you are here with me as well. So we're going to dive right under the big cozy blanket. I've got my cocktail. I think I've perfected my Anna B cocktail. I will share it with you all when I get more raspberry liqueur made. But I've got my drinks. I've got all of you. You've hit subscribe. You also know my full episode watch along is available on Patreon. I'd like to see you there. Are you ready, y'all? Are you ready? Let's get to it. And I didn't have to wait as long as most of y'all. I only had a couple weeks. You had what, a year? A year for this. And we have a new theme song. Oh, not yet. Okay. We're getting this done. All right. Did she get a trial at all? In any capacity? Choy. Is this a dream? Is this a dream? Or did she pass out?
Uncle Jamie.
I cannot let my darkest fears cripple me. And that's why I ken you're alive still. I'd feel it if you were gone.
Would you?
I ken it in my bones and I will find you.
Stay alive! No matter what you do, I will find you. Good Hawkeye line.
Let's go get my wife.
Sing me a song of a lass that is gone.
Oh, there's our fire. We have a fire. Now, I know some of y'all said that Wendigo's in the cell. I only saw the woman in the cell. I didn't see who. I saw that woman, I think. I didn't see anybody else. But it would make sense.
And you will carry your own slots.
Stuff your custom, Maisie. She has some money. Fetch us a bottle of Jennifer, there's a good girl. Then if you must, you can tell her what's what.
You've missed supper, but as you've just come, I'll make an allowance.
Thank you, I'm famished.
None for me, thanks. Just the gin. You, any good at cards, Claire?
Let me guess. You're in here for cheating at cards.
Cheat? Sadie Ferguson? Not a bit of it. Forgery.
Huh.
All right, then. But not for money.
We'll play for beans, then, shall we?
Ain't been anybody tried in the last 2 months. All the justice has gone into hiding.
So here too, then.
So they're just hanging out then.
There's unrest in the streets, if you haven't noticed. The rebels have made it hell for any loyal subject. What ails she, mistress?
She's in jail.
Could not say that I knew just how long this war would last, that the courts would likely remain closed for years to come.
So if Jamie freed all the women, would anyone come after them? Maybe not the others, but Claire.
Are you gonna be okay with Reverend McMillan?
Surely I can handle ministering to a few soldiers. I'm a veteran myself now. Sort of. And I'm tough.
Captain, right? Right?
What is it?
Yeah. Bree should be way more pregnant, I think.
What do you even say to a preacher? A break a leg doesn't seem right. God luck?
The soldiers we'll encounter today are mustering to go north.
What kind of soldiers? Are they rebel soldiers? A British soldier.
The future Reverend Mackenzie was at the Battle of Alamance.
Doing what exactly? Carrying the white flag of surrender?
No, he had a horrible relationship with a tree.
What advice can these devil dodgers give us, hey?
He has something already planned.
Float like a butterfly. Sting like a bee.
Wendigo!
Ali.
You were one of Flying Brown's men. Claire Fraser told
I
me.
didn't do nothing to her, okay? I swear. I was conscripted from jail, but I'm not a thief, okay? I just needed a gemstone to get back to my own time. I just want to go home. You get that, right? Help me.
How are you going to get him out of this, Roger? Whoever he is, he's a baby face.
Which is the healer?
That would be me.
What is she charged with?
Well, one of them's a forger, a few of them are thieves, and one of them's a murderess.
You mean to say you don't know?
I'm paid to guard them, not hobnob with them.
I'm the murderess.
Very well. Come with me.
Unless John somehow got word. I don't know how.
Mr. Christie! Glad to see you kept your word. It's clear. She's gone. Where was she taken?
They couldn't tell me.
Could not or would not.
Got any drink? Have you, sir?
Tell me what you know.
A shilling more and we'll make it a wee dram or two instead, shall we?
Sadie.
Nice lady.
Sadie.
Did my best to help her.
Sadie.
She told him your wife was a forger and tried to claim the murder charge for herself. No pardon possible for forgery. As for murder, she probably thinks she can plead the good book, repent for her sins and get off scot-free.
You better thank the Lord that that guard is watching. Now tell me, where did they take my wife? I demand to know where my wife was taken.
All I know is she was taken on my husband's orders.
You
think I'm privy to such information? Merely his wife. He'd gone to quell some unrest.
I understand, but I also don't really like that James doesn't move as if he's going to physically hurt them to get them to talk, because that may be the only way to get them to talk. And why is she on a boat? Why is she on a boat? Going to where?
Where did you find her? The workhouse or the local jail?
Jail, actually.
We're not that desperate yet, are we? Imagine a governor driven out of his palace and forced to flee for his life. My husband hunted.
Oh, that's the governor's wife. She doesn't recognize Claire?
Are you taking all of these tonics at once, Mrs. Martin?
One at breakfast, another after luncheon. When the fever comes on, I use the East Indian chalmugra.
Oh, East Indian.
Are you the one who murdered her husband's pregnant mistress? And my husband doesn't know, does he?
I doubt it. Your husband brought me here because I'm a healer. Harming someone would be rather at cross purposes with that, wouldn't it? You need fluids. For your own sake and for the baby.
So is this relationship is what's going to get Claire out of the murder charge?
6 children I've had, and I've lost 3 of them. I'd rather die than lose another. I won't say anything about the charge if you don't.
Sure.
Whoa, what's all this? There's enough food in here to last 3 days.
It's nothing. Snacks.
And a farrier's hammer.
You're not gonna tell her, Roger?
That's for Wendigo Donner, isn't it?
Oh, she knew he was there.
Roger, what are you gonna do? Single-handedly bust him out of the army? You're not Steve McQueen in The Great Escape. He just stood by and did nothing, while my mother was brutally attacked.
What could he have done without getting killed himself? You didn't see him, Bree.
Bree would have.
When I came to the Stones, I ended up on Bonnet's crew. I did what I had to. And I would have done anything to find you.
No, you would never, ever stand by and watch a woman be hurt, and not like Wendigo did with Mama.
Yep, he protected Mr. Mackenzie.
I watched Bonnet
Oh yeah, push the girl out the window.
throw a child
overboard on that ship.
Mm-hmm. Forgot about that.
So how can I condemn him? As a man? Or as a minister? Bree.
He's got a point, Bree. He might not like it, but he's got a point.
With respect, Your Excellency. If I may speak frankly.
Claire's gathering some intel.
But the rebels are far more numerous and better armed than expected. And for your own sake, and the sake of your family, perhaps you might consider sailing north.
Forgive me.
Doing?
Wanted to ask if I could go fetch some additional supplies in Wilmington for her.
Make a list and we'll send a messenger to collect whatever it is you need before we set sail.
But when can I expect to return to shore?
My wife is with child. She'll require your assistance. You will remain on the ship for the duration of our voyage. Consider it your patriotic duty.
What news, Major MacDonald?
Oh.
Fancy meeting you here.
You know her?
Although last I heard, you were...
Fully intent on proving my innocence. Thank you, Major.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. MacDonald, you'd believe all those lies. Mm. Who did he see? Oh. Whose does he see?
I couldn't quite believe my ears when I heard that you'd been arrested for murder. And that the girl's father had accompanied you to Wilmington with the express wish of seeing you hanged. If you're here and such.
Mm-hmm.
I assume this means that your husband has seen sense and finally declared himself for the crown, Mrs. Fraser?
Oh.
Your husband is James Fraser, of Fraser's Ridge.
There is some doubt, certainly, as to the Frasers' integrity, as you can...
How dare you?
Could you excuse us, Major?
Certainly.
What was the... Oh.
A Mistress Claire Fraser requires your immediate and most urgent assistance.
She sent it to Tom.
She has assured us that you are the man best able to help.
You have got to tell Jamie.
Please bring everything to the harbour at your earliest convenience.
The ship is in the harbour.
No, sir.
Dear Moose.
Those who would betray their nation and choose war.
But surely no one enters war willingly, no matter one's personal conviction.
Claire, are you going to try to turn him into a rebel?
To be charged with murder is one thing. But to be suspected of treason is quite another.
I'll have better luck at the old bell.
Ooh, Tom!
I know where Mistress Fraser is. Bermúdez, my husband. She wants you.
And Claire knew that Tom knew where Jamie was, but he didn't know where Jamie was. Jamie was supposed to be on a ship back to Scotland.
Boat ahoy!
But, okay, how are you going to get her off the ship, James?
I am a former Indian agent, the governor's employee and acquaintance of Lord John Grey.
Way to keep it cool, Claire. Way to keep it cool.
Excuse me. This is not permitted.
I wish to speak with the governor.
I'm James Fraser of Fraser's Ridge.
Oh, no.
I've come for my wife.
Oh, no.
I humbly ask that you allow me to take her home.
Sure.
I regret to inform you, sir, that your wife is a prisoner of the crown.
Sure.
My wife is in your custody. You have the power to release her. You've drawn your own conclusions as to her character.
And what conclusion should I draw as to your character? Lord John Grey assured me that you were a man to be counted upon, but Major MacDonald
Major
said...
MacDonald. Surely that is all behind us.
Your unwillingness to elaborate further on the matter speaks volumes, sir.
James is on edge. He's just, yeah.
I understand your Excellency's reservations.
Tread carefully.
I'm a reasonable man. I will offer you a proposition. Return to the back country and gather such men as you can. Then report to Major MacDonald and commit your troops to his campaign.
Mm-hmm.
When I receive word from him that you have, say, 200 men, then, sir, I will release...
He doesn't have 200 men. He has 2. Maybe 3.
Do you have a moment to talk about someone who loves you very much?
I don't have time to talk about God today.
I was talking about your husband.
He's been kind of busy ministering to some soldiers. He's going to be ordained himself, you see.
Oh. And how's that going for him? So I'm going to help Wendigo by praying for him.
We know how well that works.
We'll never be able to recruit enough men.
I want to be recruiting men, but I am going back to that ship.
What will you do, Uncle?
I think he should recruit all the Brownsmen and force them. If they're loyal to the crown, they should be able to follow him.
Is that a whiskey in your hand?
I have wrestled with my demons.
Oh, Tom's hitting bottom.
You are the answer to my prayer. You must help me. There is something I must do.
Does he need to confess something?
Let me go to the cruiser. Let me look Mistress Fraser in the eye one last time. And confess. I have no name that carries any weight in this world. Allow me to do this.
Can say nothing to dissuade you. Sinclair back to me.
That was a look.
That blackened day.
Which one?
I won't have a eulogy, and I don't know what sort of burial awaits me, but I do wonder what you might have said about me. Tom, please.
This is hitting some. Oh. Oh. He was an honorary contingent.
I would say that Thomas Christie was an honourable Scot, a leader of men, in his own way. Despite our differences, a man I respected. And whose respect I hope I had in return.
Well, he accused you of sullying his daughter.
I've come to confess to the murder of my daughter.
For reals? Or is he just saying that?
It's the truth. I will swear to it by the Holy Scriptures.
The girl was your daughter, Malva.
What's she now?
No daughter of mine.
Mr. Christie.
She was my brother's. I asked him to look after my wife and wee Alan, and he did. He certainly did. Wasn't his fault. Mona was a witch. More than once I caught her at it, working her charms and staring at the stars, her hair flying loose, mad in the wind.
I was expecting something a little bit more lascivious than hair flowing freely.
She was eventually hanged for the murder of my brother.
What?
Time she came to me, Malva already had it. The same slyness, the charm, the same darkness of soul as her mother. You know she tried to kill you. You and me both.
You can't be certain of that.
She confessed when I caught her with the Sin Eater's bones. She'd made a broth to poison us with.
Oh. Do you know who the baby's father really was?
I could not let her destroy so many lives, for she was a witch, make no mistake. She would have killed someone before she finished.
But you were gonna let Claire. You was gonna let Claire hang.
She was not born of my loins, and yet she was my daughter. My blood. I am responsible.
And the whole town believed that of her, of Claire.
I have waited all my life in hope of a thing I could not name, but I knew must exist. Now I know that I love you.
It is. Oh, there it is.
I have sworn that I killed my daughter for the shame she had brought on me by her wantonness. I have written another copy of this confession and have already left it with the newspaper in Wilmington.
Oh! Oh!
they will publish it and you will go free.
Will she? Will she?
In the attempt to give my love to those who are not worthy of it, allow me this, to give my life for the sake of one who is.
There must be something we can do.
Lieutenant Tate, I'm ready now.
They're just gonna let Claire off the ship. And they let her off the ship. Mm-hmm. Are they in Wilmington still? Or did they leave town?
Why did he speak up in front of Brown?
I wondered if it was Brown. Killed Malva himself, but you're looking for revenge.
Maybe.
That's still a possibility.
I just can't believe it was Tom. Tell me he didn't make that confession for me.
He loves you.
You're going to hang him, Jamie.
If he feels the same as me, then you've done no wrong to him. To take your life from his hand. That's what he wanted.
That's kind of a lot of pressure to put on Claire, too. I feel his energy. What's he planning?
Show your horse.
But no, I'm anywhere.
You didn't fancy a trip back to Bonnie, Scotland, then, eh?
How did Brown not hear that
No, thank you.
Jamie was in town?
I prefer to wait until after.
After? Come now. You harm a hair on my head. You know my kin'll hunt you down.
Spared them the trouble. By now, my nephew, the Indian you tormented, will be paying your men a wee visit.
Right.
His Cherokee acquaintances will be giving him a helping hand, too.
For reals? For reals.
We'll have no more trouble from them.
You're a good man.
You say that now.
A moral man.
I'm also a violent man. Any goodness that prevails in me is because of my wife. You try to take her from me.
You won't kill me. Not in cold blood.
This wouldn't be cold blood.
Make your peace with the Lord if you must.
Is he wetting himself right now? Did I really get my wish and they wrapped up the Malva storyline by episode 1? I'm still not 100% convinced that it was Tom. I'm 99% convinced. It's one of those surprised but not shocked revelations. If it came out that Alan was the one that did it, I'd totally believe that as well. Tom Christie was not my favorite character. As you know, the whole Christie. However, we did get some, what I felt was excellent scenes. That's him and Jamie on the porch. There was just little nuances to his expressions and his inflections that was just heartbreaking. With the twitch of his eyelid, you saw and you felt everything he was thinking and feeling. And then him with Claire in the boat. What bothered me most about that scene was that it was allowed to happen in the way it did. Like if that scene took place in the jail, when I'd be like, oh, totally riveted. But that it was on the boat and that was the most part of it. But the scene itself contained in that room, again, excellent. Is that the last we see of Tom Christie? Is he gonna hang? because the governor has no use for him. Claire, he had use for. Healer to the wife. Tom Christie, no use for. Unless he conscripts Tom, but he may consider Tom too old for the army. Does Roger let Wendigo escape? And Major McDonald, is he gonna be allowed to live? Heatrand was a right-ass bastard this episode, wasn't he? Jeez. Oh. Poke him in the eye, that one. I don't know how long Jamie's gonna be able to toe that line between Rebel and To the Crown, especially when, now I don't know if Tom's letter through the paper, if that's gonna do any good with Claire's and the Frasers' reputation on the Ridge. Because that's a big ask of the Ridge to follow James against the British. But there we go, season 7 premiere. What did y'all think of that? I hope you tell me. I want to know, and I also want to make sure that you have taken care of yourself today. Have you drank some water? Have you stretched your bodies? Have you eaten something today? And then you're going to come back and you're going to watch that next video in the queue, aren't you? Yes, you are, because you guys are awesome. Thanks again, you all, and until next time.